Good morning, I'm Gene Rump. Welcome to Twin Cities Live. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be the mother of Good Company's Gary Lumpkin? Or comedian Louis Anderson? Let me show you this picture. This is wonderful. Or perhaps the mom of Eyewitness News anchor Ruth Spencer. Everybody together. Oh. Or even... there he is. That little kid from Tipton, Indiana, I'll tell you. Well, you're going to find out this morning. Our special Mother's Day salute on Twin Cities Live. Gotta tell you, I'm scared to death. I didn't sleep a wink last night. Neither did any of the moms. Neither did any of the people. Because everybody back in the green room this morning in the makeup room sounds like a Louis Anderson routine. It's like, oh, Mom, don't say that. No, don't do that. We have a secret weapon. If any of the mom messes up this morning, Louis is going to sit on them.
So watch out.
Yeah, watch out.
Doesn't it remind you of the circus here on these blocks?
You like?
But
let's have everybody introduce their moms. All right, Ruth, will you start? Here is Ruth Spencer from Eyewitness News. Good morning.
Good morning, Gene. And this is my mother, Lois Spencer. Hi. And she's here today from Fremont, California, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area.
And that's all the information we get?
She's my mother, and my brother Dave, and my sister Lorraine.
Terrific. Welcome. How about a round of applause? Okay, Louis.
this is my mom, and she's got 11 kids, and I'm one of them. Of course, the spoiled child. And she's living in Carson City, Nevada now, and she flew in yesterday, and I flew in last night, and we look alike, don't we?
Welcome, Mrs. Anderson. Thank you for coming. Gary Lumpkin.
Well, good morning, Gene. Yes, thanks for having us here. This is my mother, Marge, from Fort Worth, Texas, who is spending the week here.
Tough break.
Yeah, that's right. And Zing, her two grandchildren, our two daughters, and we're just... say something in Texan, Mom.
I don't know what to say.
You just, that's fine.
You just did. And on the end, all the way from Tipton, Indiana, is Betty Rump, who is my mom, and I'm just proud as punch of her, and she is the mother of 6 children, and I'm the oldest, and she likes me best. Thanks for coming. All right, you can ask questions at home. What do you want to know?
I want to know if Jerry Lumpkin done such terrible things as a kid as he does now.
Terrible things.
Never. He was a real good boy. I never had any problems with him, so I don't know how he turned out like he did today. Making up for lost time, I guess.
Okay, there's the dollar I promised. You earned an extra $1 for that one.
Yeah? Were you
Thanks.
really that good? How many brothers and sisters are there in the Lumpkin family?
I have 2 sons.
2 sons? And Gary is...
and Larry. And Larry is 9 years.
What was it?
Gary and Larry.
Gary and Larry.
Actually,
And Daryl will be here after this.
well, it's Gary, but it's Larry Don.
Yeah?
Larry Don. He's brought up mostly in Texas. My father was in the Air Force, and we moved around a lot when I was younger. And then about the time he retired...
I think we have some pictures that you brought along. Let's look at
oh,
the
geez. This
the
ought to be
Lumpkin
really good.
family album here. This is... what was interesting? Oh.
Tell him what you're seeing, Mom.
That's my cute little baby boy right there.
Yeah.
What's he
There he
Texan?
is. See, with his boots and his
Yeah.
cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
There.
maybe Shirley gave him those boots, huh?
There he's going first round.
That's it. I was an athlete. I always was an athlete. Look at there. Look at that form. Right there. That's
Is that when you were arrested?
Yeah, that was at the post office. Okay.
That's in England when he.
I was drafted.
That was a draft dodge, wasn't it?
Oh, look at this.
Is that
Yeah.
a shiner?
That's several shiners and some scars. But you ought to see. Can I see? You ought to see the other girl. I tell you.
Oh, that's cute.
There's those pictures we all want to hide.
I don't even want to talk about that one. And that's on my wedding day with my wife Joyce.
Yeah. How many years?
9 years. We'll be 9 years in June.
Terrific.
Great.
He didn't start out to be a television personality, did he?
No, not at all, not at all. In fact, I thought that he would probably go into the service because he used to walk up and down the sidewalk when he had a cowboy hat and boot from the halls of Montezuma, just prancing and singing. So.
I'm taking my money back. I'm taking the money back.
Oh, now it starts. Good morning. You're on Twin Cities Live. Go right ahead.
Hi, I'd just like to ask Louie's mom if he was always funny as a kid, and if so, what were some of the funny things that he did as a kid?
Was I always funny as a kid?
Yes, I think you were.
Yeah.
You were always easy to get along with. And you were always hungry.
Always,
Some things never change, do they, Mom?
And
always hungry?
he was fed well.
Yeah? 11 children, and you were where in the lineup?
I was 10th.
You were 10th.
Some starved.
Yeah.
He has a younger brother.
Yeah, I have a younger brother and 9 older brothers and sisters. One of my sisters right there.
Where is she?
5 sisters.
Yeah? Where is she? So
Shanna.
which one are you?
I'm Shanna.
Yeah. And which number?
What number am I?
Countdown.
Number 6? See, my mom quit after 6.
Yeah, but you didn't know my dad.
Why didn't you quit after 6?
Why did he quit?
Why didn't he quit? That's my mom's question. Why didn't he quit after 6?
Well, we both got tired. Had to take care of him.
Yeah? That was must have been a big house.
Oh, no, it wasn't such a big house. I had a lot of help, though. The older ones helped take care of the younger.
We're gonna.
Yeah, she used to hit me all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you hit?
No.
No.
And as a baby, what was he like?
He was pretty funny.
She's going to tell us.
Oh, I was a funny baby.
Yeah, he
now.
was funny.
Hi, you're on Twin Cities Live with us. Good morning. You're on the air.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, hi. Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
When I was a child, I grew up in your neighborhood also around the east side of St. Paul. I always wanted my mom to be like you, to come to the defense of the kids when the other kids would tease you. I remember when they'd tease your son, and you'd come out and you'd start yelling for them to take off. And I always really was kind of jealous because I wanted my mom to defend me the way you defended your kids.
Oh. Thank you.
So, did
The
you ever
check's
say,
in the mail. We'll send her a check.
Did you ever say, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to call my mom?
Well, I think I guess I did, but I had older brothers. You know, and I would say, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to get my bigger brother. And they would look at me and they would think, well, maybe we better leave him alone.
Let's take a look through the Spencer family album. Okay, all right, Ruth. No, we're going to look at the. Okay, we're going to look at these first. All right. What year is this? Do you remember?
I think that's 6th grade. I'm not sure. Does that seem right?
Something like
8th
that.
grade.
Is that when you were a police boy?
That's
That is
when I
a
was a
good
police
picture,
boy and the
isn't it?
belt didn't
You like?
fit.
Oh, very attractive.
Well, I wanted to have contrast there. That was my.
That was 9th grade.
That was 2nd grade. That was the year and that was recently. You know where that was? Tell them where that was, Mom.
And we took a trip to London, which was wonderful. And that is,
Dee Snyder from Twisted Sister, a very nice person.
Yeah, you meet some interesting people. don't
yes,
you?
very nice. They
Yeah.
performed the same night that Louis
Tell me
did.
how you felt the first time you saw him perform.
Saw
Saw Louis perform.
Louis?
Yeah.
I thought he was a lovely, chunky boy. He slept a lot.
Yeah.
No, when I performed, I didn't.
Oh, and I thought he was talking about your younger years. Excuse me.
You slept a lot during the act, huh?
No, not really. I liked it very much.
You did?
I was pretty true to life.
Was it here in the Twin Cities that you saw him?
Yes, it was.
Did you start out to be a comedian?
No, I worked with emotionally disturbed children for about 5 years, and then that was a short jump from there to comedy. And I used comedy in my work a lot, working with the kids, especially if they were, a little tough. I would use comedy to maybe tone that down. And then I just tried it one night, and I knew
people
that
laughed, huh?
I knew right away that that was what I should be doing.
Well, how did you feel when he came home and said, "Mom, I'm not going to do this regular line of work anymore. I'm going to be a comedian"?
I thought that was great, but I moved away before he made that decision. He
Got
asked
out of
me.
town, huh?
Yeah, when I was going to leave, he said, "Are you really going to leave me?" And he was 23.
Well, where would I live?
So he stayed right on in the house for a year thinking I might drift back.
But they never came back.
But
My dad was an entertainer, so I think my mom was okay with that because my dad was a trumpet player.
So it made it all right. Let's take a look at the Spencer family album, all right? And maybe you can tell me something about these pictures, Mrs. Spencer. Will you? Oh,
I didn't know you had that.
yeah. See, Ruth, you don't know what all she brought. All the moms who have boys brought along like 4 or 5 pictures. And the edges are torn on them, and it's like, oh, I don't know where it is, and it's in a box somewhere. Mrs. Spencer brought 6 boxes of pictures this morning for us to choose from.
Oh, that's what she said.
Now, don't want it, but tell us the story. You can't just sit there and go, oh, that's.
Well, there she is at the San Diego Zoo. We have a wonderful zoo in San Diego, and she's riding on the big turtle.
Yeah, what I didn't tell you is that although my mom is from Fremont now, she's a San Diego native, as I am. All the family, we were all born in San Diego.
That was her first little. My mother made that little ballet tutu for her when she was 3 years old. And
how many years of ballet did your daughter take?
All of her adolescent years were all up until the time she was 18 years old.
Isn't that angelic?
That's my brother Dave. My brother's 2 years younger than I am, but now he's about a foot taller, and I'm tall, and he's huge. Anyway, those were our cowboy outfits. I like those.
You like that?
That's when she was a brownie scout. Yeah. And
that's the family?
Her grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. She's standing next to her grandmother, and that's when she was into classical ballet, very serious student of classical ballet for many years. And that's her hubby, Todd.
That's at my brother's wedding. One of the few times Todd danced. He doesn't like to dance.
Got him out on the floor, huh? When did she become interested in this business, in the news?
When she was in college, she was very interested in news and journalism, and she's always been able to, express herself. And when she was a little girl, she used to love to watch Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans and the Mouseketeers, and she was always, putting on little shows and little puppet shows. And
she does that with Bob Vernon every night. Yeah. Did you ever try to talk her out of it?
Never.
Never did?
No.
Never did. All right.
Sort of let her do her own thing.
Yeah, that's one thing about both of my parents. They've always been very supportive. The one thing that I always liked, and I hope that I can do this when I have children, is my mother is very patient, but she always reinforces positively, instead of making you behave with guilt or by being mean to you or something like that. It was always a positive kind of reinforcement. It was always a very loving kind of reinforcement. I think that's good. I think staying positive is good. And very supportive, very supportive. And whatever we wanted to do, my brother, myself, my sister.
Lois, was this something you were consciously aware of, or was this just a natural behavior on your part?
Probably just natural behavior.
Just like your mother would, Grandma Jordan was like that.
I think we probably imitate our mothers.
Something moms pass on to moms. Huh?
I guess so.
Well, there's one more
mothers
mom.
are sort of that way.
I'll get to you in a minute, all right? I have a theory, all right, that when my mom passes on to her great reward, she's not even going to stop at the gates. I mean, there's a place reserved for her direct to sainthood from what this lady had to put up with from 6 kids in the family. Thanks for coming this morning. Yeah? Let's look at the family album. I'm so afraid of... Oh. How old was I then, anyway?
Probably a year and a half, I think.
Yeah? Where was
Something
that?
like
Which
that.
farm was that on?
At your grandpa's house.
At Granddad Dover's Burgers?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Dover's Burgers?
Dover's Burgers.
Dover's Burger.
Dover's Burger.
That was my name.
Yeah?
It's a lovely name. It's a lovely name.
I like it.
Lumpkin is a... Never mind.
Now, there's the family. All right, so why don't you go down the line? Let's start from Donna's end, okay? Will you tell everybody who all's up there?
We need to have it on where I'm sitting. Okay, Donna's over on the
On the left side of the, or the right side of the screen?
right side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And next
and
to
in
Donna?
back, and next to Donna is Bob.
Yeah.
And directly behind Bob is Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And then is, in front of, or next to Bob is Becky.
Mhm.
Behind Becky is my husband's 7th child, or myself.
Yeah.
And then Ralph is holding Bill, and next to Bill is Jean.
And they're in the Trigger shirt. Roy and Trigger.
And we have about, let's see, six children and about what, 9 years.
And how many grandchildren are there now?
We have an even dozen.
Even dozen. And there with the cow. I suppose you ought to tell that story about the cow. That's
This is his high school picture. Can I tell about the cow?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Sure.
When Gene was in 4-H, he had this wonderful purebred Holstein heifer named
Ruby.
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 And he won our county fair, so he went on to the state fair. Well, that's a big thing in Tipton County. So we went on to the state fair, and we had to get him these he had to wear white trousers and a white shirt.
See, I was 3.5 foot tall,
Yeah,
and I weighed...
and we had a terrible time to alter the trousers. Way too big. Then went through all this. I got to talk with my hands.
That's all right. Talk with your hands. It's okay.
And anyway, we got the pants all fixed and the right kind of shoes and everything, you know. And don't you know, the night before he was supposed to show the calf, he got sick. And the next morning, his brother had to go show his calf, and that was just the pits. Because he and Larry were 19 months apart, and they were always at each other about something.
Yeah.
So anyway, out of 35 in the class at the fair, he won 17th.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Anyway.
I thought it was the end of my life, though, when I...
So, and he did really well in 4-H, though. I got to get this plug in about public speaking.
Okay, all right.
Can I do that now?
Sure, you go ahead.
Okay, so he took public speaking almost every year. And when he got to he just finished his first year in college. He went back to compete at the state fair in public speaking, and he won, and he got to go to Washington, D.C. He won in the boys division, and boy, were we proud. Yeah. So that's...
I haven't done anything since. Hi, you're on Twin Cities Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Jean's mother, I'd like to tell you that we sure enjoy your son here in Minneapolis, and I just hope everybody's taking good care of him here because we sure love him.
Wow. Thanks.
We do too.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're celebrating Mother's Day on Twin Cities Live. She's been called the First Lady of Fiction, and you've hung on her every passionate and powerful word in books like Scruples and Princess Daisy. And Judith Krantz is back now with her 4th best-selling novel. It's called I'll Take Manhattan. It'll be a miniseries on television next season. And she will be live in our studio this coming Sunday night, May 11th, at 7:30. We'll do a special taping of Twin Cities Live, and the show will play back on Thursday morning the 15th, so you can see yourself on TV. Call us right now at 641-1298 for free tickets. It's the end of a great Mother's Day this coming Sunday night. Come be with us and meet best-selling author Judith Krantz.
So I tried to get into the beach living. Did you ever try that? Every time I'd lay down, people would push me back into the water. Hurry up, he's dying. I was harpooned 6 times. I did get into that body surfing. Have you tried that? Oh yeah, I can get 8 or 10 people on you. Sorry, I'm sweating, but if I don't, I'll explode. My favorite thing is when you go over to someone's house, they try to make you feel at home when you're fat. Oh, come on in, Louie. Sit down here in this concrete sofa. Or the reinforced steel lawn furniture. Do what I do. Head right for that wicker. Oh, that's just for plants, really. No one sits there. Well, I'm going to.
Louis Anderson at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. You do a lot of stuff in your act about your mom.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
About a third.
Third of the act.
And now, you know, every time I get together with her, we go somewhere, I have another 5 minutes.
I got to tell you what he said this morning as we were all coming out here, all right? Louie's mom was carefully putting her purse away back in the green room. Louie said, the $4 will be okay. Don't worry about it. Is all that material true?
Yeah, all of it is based in truth. My mom is a source of material for me, as my whole family is, as everyone.
The cowboy boots?
Well, you know, my mom does that. You know, when we drive somewhere, she points out things.
Like what?
Does your mom ever do that when you're driving somewhere? She goes, and you don't know what she's talking about. Oh, Shirley's daughter works there. Oh, who's Shirley? Yeah. Oh, you met her once you were 3. It was your birthday. She gave you those cute little cowboy boots. So, you know, that comes true.
Yeah. And when she comes, when she has you over for dinner, for Thanksgiving dinner, for a holiday dinner.
Well, when my mom had 11 kids, so she still makes food for 11 kids. She might make 600 or 700 pounds of sweet potatoes. So she's got to push them during the meal. Did you get some sweet potatoes? There's sweet potatoes. Did you have some sweet potatoes? They're hot. Yeah. Did you ever do this? You get through the whole meal and your mom stands up and goes, the cranberries. Get them, they're on the bottom shelf. That's all true. That's all true.
It all happens.
It all happens.
Did it really happen?